Granna's family. Come join Granna's family. Granna's family, come and join in Granna's family. Granna's family, come and join in Granna's family. Granna's family.
Hey everybody, it's Granna here. So today we're going to be making some biscuits. I know everybody's heard probably of the 2-ingredient biscuits with heavy whipping cream and self-rising flour. But I love the biscuits. They were nice, they were fluffy, they were great. But they were lacking just a little bit of something my mom and my grandma and my aunt put in their biscuits. And that was buttermilk. And I thought, let's do an experiment. So I'm taking the 2-ingredient biscuit, making it like a 3-ingredient biscuit, and they are so delicious. So let's get started. I take my self-rising flour, and this is 2 cups, and you can see it's heaping. So it's a heaping 2 cups. Got my glass bowl. Just pour that in. And then I'm gonna make a little hole in the middle, little funnel hole in the middle, like my grandma and aunt always did, mama and aunt and grandma. And then I'm gonna take a measuring cup here. I'm gonna use the same, and I'm going to pour in a cup. Here's my cup, this is a cup. About 3/4 of a cup. I'm leaving just a little at the top, if you can see, about 1/4. I'm gonna take buttermilk. I love buttermilk. So I'm gonna take the buttermilk and I'm gonna finish filling that up to the top. So that's a cup of buttermilk. A cup of heavy cream and topping it off with buttermilk. Pouring that in the middle, that's one. And then another of the heavy cream, just about to the top. Again, you can see here, not quite all the way to the top. And the buttermilk, I'm gonna finish going to the top. Okay, pour that in, all right? So, don't need those anymore. All right, I have my pan here that I've already buttered. I love to leave a stick of butter out in my butter dish. I love it. I just buttered my pan there, and I'm taking my mix and I'm just mixing around. The only ingredients, self-rising flour, and it's 2 heaping cups of self-rising flour. And then I have about 3/4 Yes, I wanted to make sure I have my cup there. So 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream, okay? And then I fill the rest of the cup up with buttermilk, full fat buttermilk. And this is my mix. It's a little sticky, but that's okay. And I use my hands. I've washed my hands. I have a little bit of extra flour over here, and I just spread some on my counter. Counter's clean. And then I'm gonna take and pour this out on my counter. Okay. And then I'm going to get my hand in my flour here and put some on top. And then I'm just going to fold this over. Hopefully you can see me. I'm just folding this over, just kind of kneading it. You don't want to over knead your bread. If you do, you'll have tough biscuits. So I'm just kneading it just like this, kind of stick my hand in there. Make it nice and round. And that's what it looks like. It's nice and soft dough. I just want to make it round on top. Hopefully you can see that nice. I know it's far away. Let me see if I can. Excuse me. There we go. Flour hand there. So, and then I'm just going to pat it down with my hands. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to pat it down with my hands. And I have my biscuit cutter. I like to cut mine out. You could actually pinch these off and roll them in your hand and put them over there. Either way, I just dip my thing in my flour and I'm gonna cut them out like that. That's about what the biscuit is. Lay it on the pan. I keep dipping my, I'm going to be heading to church here in a little bit, and I thought, well, what am I going to do with these biscuits? My husband's out of town. So I thought I might take some homemade biscuits and give them out to somebody at church. I might make some honey butter to go with it. And just make a little package. A little care package. I like doing that. I love people. And if any of my friends are out there watching this, I hope my daughter says, Mom, you need to help me. You need to learn me how to make these biscuits. I used to tell my aunt that. My Aunt Ruby. I love my Aunt Ruby. And she could make great biscuits. My mom could too. But I'd love to go to my Aunt Ruby's and see her homemade biscuit. But she used the flour and the the buttermilk and the soda and all that stuff, and I never could get those biscuits right. And I was just sad. And when I found this recipe, I liked it. But like I said, it was just lacking just a little something that I remember from my mom and my aunt's biscuits. And that was the buttermilk. So the last little bit of dough, I just take and I just roll it like my aunt would, my Aunt Ruby. She would pinch it off and just roll it. And I'm gonna roll it. And see, here's my pan of biscuits. And she would always just mash them down a little bit. So I like to mash mine. And then there's one other thing I do. Let me get this flour off I just take my cookie cutter and scrape around my counter there. Perfect. And then the last thing I do is I take my biscuits and I take a teaspoon, and I just pour out a little bit of buttermilk. And I just dab on the top. I love that buttermilk taste. And I just dab a little bit and swirl it around. It just makes a little white buttermilk flavor on the top. It's another thing my mom and my aunt would do. And I just love their biscuits. So that's what I choose to do. And then the last thing I do, I like mine a little salty. So I take a little salt and I just sprinkle right on top. These are gonna go in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. I just keep an eye on them. At 4, I have my oven set on 415. So my oven's preheated. I'm gonna go in and put them in the oven. I'm gonna clean up my area, and when I come back, you're gonna see some good looking biscuits. Hey again. So biscuits are in the oven. I've cleaned up my space. I'm gonna take a walk out to the pool. I need to get the vacuum out. I thought I might bring you along with me so I can just tell you a little bit more about Granna's family. So, I have a wonderful husband. I have 3 beautiful children, 2 daughters and a son. And then I have 3 wonderful in-laws. And those children and in-laws have given me 13. One's in heaven, but 12 grandchildren, and they are grand. They all live here by me, about between 10 and 20 minutes away, and I get to see them a lot, and I'm so very blessed. And God has just blessed me with wonderful children, not perfect, and wonderful husband, and I just want to thank him. I love him, and I want to thank him. So I'm out at the pool. I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner out. I just wanted to tell you about my children and my grandchildren. I have 12. I'm going to name them right fast. So I have an Adeline, an Elliot, a Josie, an Ava, and a Lincoln. Excuse me. I have a Owen, Easton, Tucker, and Phoebe Kate. And I have a Charlie, a Deacon, and a Pomeranian. I have 7 girls and 5 boys. I'm going to get the vacuum out. We're going to go back in the house and look at the biscuits. And you are going to love these biscuits if you ever give them a try. See you soon. Okay, so we're headed back in. I wanted to take you with me as I went back in because I wanted to show you something. We're under a little bit of a construction. We're so blessed. We had a pool put in for our grandchildren to be a safe haven because, you know, the world's a wonderful place, and I know God made such beauty, but it's not such a wonderful place sometimes. So we wanted a safe haven for our 12 children, 12 grandchildren and children. So we put a pool in. So, but as we put our pool in, it's back there. I'm a little techno challenged here, so bear with me. As we go up the steps, I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see my son, my nephew, and my son are building us a wonderful deck. Our deck was gone. It was about destroyed, and they are building us a wonderful deck. So I wanted to share that with you. So I'm going to, let's see how we can do this. Yep, as we're going up the steps, I will turn it around. The steps are wonderful because they're not real steep. They're very, there's our steps into the backyard, and then they are building, there's our door, we go in, but they are in the process of building this wonderful covered deck, and I am so excited about it. Shout out to my Mama D, my adopted mama, who gave us that dining area set down there. But they're getting it finished, and we are so excited. So we're gonna sit up here, hopefully many fall mornings, have some coffee, talk to Jesus a little bit, and just enjoy God's handiwork. We're so blessed. All right, we're going in and check the biscuits. Okay, so we're back. Got these biscuits out of the oven. Use this pot holder compliments of my oldest granddaughter. Shout out to Adeline there. And look at those biscuits. Oh my goodness. Look how thick, how beautiful. The two in the middle didn't get quite as brown, but that's okay. Some people likes theirs a little not brown. I've already taken my stick of butter that I have in my butter dish because I love my stick of butter. And it's not quite melted as I like it, or soft as I like it. But that's okay. So I just take it and I am slapping that butter on. I love butter. I love real butter. If you use margarine, that's up to you, but I like the real stuff. So I use butter. And while we were waiting, I made some homemade honey butter. Look at that, just homemade honey butter. Now we're gonna take this biscuit here. Let's see. Let's get this one right here. I want you to see this biscuit. See the bottom? Oh, you can see the steam coming off. See that fluffy biscuit? Oh, it looks so good. And so I'm gonna cut this right in half. Look at the inside of that biscuit. And I'm gonna take some honey butter, homemade honey butter. My friend Annie, her son loves this honey butter. All it is just a stick of butter and honey. And you can get your local honey, which is good for your allergies and sinus, or whatever. Anyway, see that honey butter on that biscuit? I'm just gonna take a bite and we're gonna see how it is. Here we go. Oh, that's so good. I know if Alan's watching, which is Annie's son, he's gonna be envious. I've enjoyed cooking with you today. Next time, we might make my homemade oatmeal cream pies. They are delicious. Lots of people love them. And they are so good. So anyway, until next time, thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoy spending time with Granna's family.